sailors died on the Monitor, which was a Civil War vessel, which sank in a storm, and 16 sailors perished. But the Monitor was raised 2002, and 2 sailors were in the turret, and those were the 2 that were buried with full military honors. Secretary of the Navy. To your left was full honors funeral. Horses pulling the caisson with a flag draped coffin. That's for a high-ranking officer or for someone who died on active duty. Those horses are specially trained so that they peacefully carry the service person to their final resting place. The Army owns 63 horses. Their horse stables are to your left, not visible, but that's Fort Myer on the wall. And that's where they have a horse stables, and they have 63 horses that they constantly train, a set of black ones and white ones that they use for full honors funerals. And the Army says they prefer soldiers who have never been on a horse to train, because they train them for Army men. So they like people who have never been on a horse before. They learn to ride it like that. Army has 4 caissons that they use for full honors. They only have 4. And you know, they use caissons for presidential funerals. And the caisson that was used for President Kennedy's funeral is used still on a regular basis. The wheels of the caisson are made only by the Amish. The Army contracts the Amish to make caisson wheels. You see how big they're iron and big. You can't buy a caisson. They have to make them for the Army. To your left and right, we're in the Civil War section, and engraved on the front of many of these headstones is a very sad fact: unknown U.S. soldier on many of the headstones. 1 out of 3 who were killed were unknown soldiers. You see, during the Civil War, there were no identification processes. So when a poor soldier died, if he didn't have a letter in his pocket or a friend standing next to him, he was simply an unknown soldier. The bloodiest war in American history was the Civil War. And the reason the cemetery exists is because of the Civil War. And the oldest grave is Private William Crispin, buried here in May of 1864. But we do have Revolutionary War soldiers and a few War of 1812 that were reinterred here later. To your left, Section 1, where we have many of our Civil War officers and a few Revolutionary War soldiers and a few War of 1812, but mostly Civil War, and some more recent graves as well. Walk through this section. You're allowed to walk through the graves and read the headstones. And they're pretty elaborate because there were no restrictions when the cemetery opened. You'll look to your left 4 rows in, you'll see a small green marble headstone with a small bronze reclining figure of a man. To your left 4 rows in. He's buried behind Stephen Vincent Benet, the grandfather of the poet. John Rogers Meigs, he was found dead in that position on the battlefield to the left of the Civil War. Very, very sad and unusual headstone depicting his death. To your left on the second row, on a lighter note, Abner Doubleday. To your left are the 3 baseballs on his headstone to the left, known for inventing the game. But he served during the Civil War himself, firing the first retaliatory shot at Fort Sumter. To your right, a brave, brave man lays to rest under this statue here on your right. General Philip Kearny of New Jersey, the one-armed general. He entered the Civil War with only 1 arm. And he was absolutely fearless, leading his own men into